If you tend to gain and hold all of your fat in your belly, this is for you, my friend. So this is a question I get asked all the time. How do I get rid of my belly fat? And so this is what I want to talk about today, because I know that for many of us, especially us moms, women who have been through pregnancies and have children, tend to gain most of our weight in our belly. And so here's the thing. First of all, let me be completely honest and tell you, first off, that you can't spot reduce. So, which is why one of the reasons in this post I put without exercise, because so many people think that you can do more ab exercises and reduce fat, right? Like your legs is your trouble area, so work them more and you'll see better results. Not necessarily. So you absolutely cannot spot reduce. It's impossible. But there are still so many things that you can do to lose that belly fat, because a lot of times when we tend to gain fat in our bellies, it's a hormonal reason. And so the first thing I want to tell you is there's 3 things that you can do starting like today that are going to help you tremendously to losing belly fat. The first thing is cut out all inflammatory foods. Now, foods that are inflammatory make it really, really hard for your body to digest and break down food. And when that happens, it makes it really, really hard for your body to burn fat. So if you can't burn fat, you're not going to lose belly fat, and you're not going to lose fat anywhere. So when you have a diet that's high in these inflammatory foods, you can work out every single day and also eat healthy, which is kind of crazy, and still not lose weight, because it's really hard for your body to burn fat. So here are the foods that make it really hard to burn fat. Foods that are inflammatory. Wheat and gluten, okay, so you probably knew that. Anything that is bread-based, that is pasta-based, crackers, packaged foods, those are your main ones, right? So the second one, and this one is huge, is dairy. So many people don't realize that dairy is an inflammatory food, but it is. It really, really, really is. A lot of times when people come to me and they want to, lose weight quick, like I have an event, I have a vacation or something, as soon as I cut dairy out of their diet, whoop, they de-bloat and lose a few pounds like within a week. It's insane, which makes you then not really want to add it back in, because you realize the results you get when you cut out dairy. Luckily, these days there are so many lactose-free and dairy-free options that even if you wanted to like add a little bit of cheese to your vegetables or something like that, there's like cheeses made out of cashews and almonds that are actually really great, and actually they melt awesome. So I've been using those because I've been cutting dairy out a lot more than normal, and I've been seeing great results. So dairy is one. Artificial sweeteners, so anything like stevia and Equal and Splenda. So if I'm seeing those, then it would be any other products containing those. So teas and juices and like all these sparkling waters and things that have artificial sweeteners in them. Now, stevia is okay. Splenda is not. Splenda is the one that's not good. I rather have coconut sugar, which is even more low glycemic than brown sugar, than having stevia. I normally only use stevia if I'm baking, like if I'm making healthy cookies or muffins or pancakes or something like that. But if it's in my oatmeal or in my coffee that I have several times a day, I always use coconut sugar. So we talked about gluten, wheat and gluten, dairy, artificial sweeteners. Of course, I'm not going to say sugar and fat, because you already know those, right? You know that those are not going to help you burn fat effectively. But also caffeine. Caffeine is very inflammatory. So, you just got to pick and choose. Like for me, I pretty much omit all of them off the list for my diet, except for caffeine. Like I probably have 2 cups of coffee a day. On a rainy, cold day, I may have 3. But so cutting out those foods. There's some vegetables that are also inflammatory, like corn and tomatoes. So cutting those from your diet will help as well. So that's inflammatory foods. And then The next one is speeding metabolism. So speeding metabolism, saving the best one for last. Speeding metabolism is a way that you can burn not just belly fat, but fat overall. Now, most people are like, okay, Michelle, what exactly, people don't speed metabolism because they don't even realize or understand what metabolism is. And so the only way to speed metabolism is by eating often. But as soon as I say, you've got to eat often every 3 hours, I know that you're out there going, but wait, that's more calories. I can barely lose weight eating what I'm eating. How am I going to eat every 3 hours? That's more calories and lose weight. But the thing is there are some foods that burn more calories than others. And there are foods that when you eat them together, make you burn even more calories. Now, metabolism, the definition of metabolism is simply the rate at which we break down or digest food. Everything we do in life, walk, talk, think, blink, move, everything takes energy. When we're using up energy, we are burning calories. Now, the process of digestion, when we're eating, from like eating to it going down the esophagus into the small intestine and large intestine, all of that, it's like one of the biggest and most complex jobs that our body has. And so our body has to work really, really hard in the process of digestion. So it's using up a lot of energy just to digest food, which means you're burning tons of calories just by eating. That's why that saying is if you eat every few hours, you can speed metabolism. Or people that eat, you have those people that you're like, oh, she must have a fast metabolism because she eats all the time. Well, that's why, because you're always eating, your body's always working hard, it's breaking down food, it's burning calories. Now, the combination of foods that will help you burn more calories are lean proteins, starchy carbs, fibrous vegetables, and healthy fats. If you combine those 4 things in small portions, you are going to create a fat burning machine inside your body. If you do that and omit the inflammatory foods, I promise you will see results in your midsection just by doing that. And the third thing, the last thing, is one of the ones that even if you do these first 2 things I told you and this one doesn't change, it's going to be really hard for you to lose belly fat, okay? And that is controlling stress, reducing stress. When you have high levels of stress, your cortisol levels are up. And when your cortisol levels are up, it makes you hold on to belly fat. Not just like everywhere fat, belly fat. So high cortisol levels, high stress levels are linked to belly fat. So what is stress? Because a lot of people think that stress is just like, oh, I'm stressed at work. I have a lot of work, or I have a baby and that's stressful, or I'm moving, or you have a high stress job. But that's not all stress is. Stress is also when you don't sleep well. Stress is also when you don't sleep long enough. And stress is also when you overtrain. Some people don't eat healthy, and so they over-exercise in order to make up for the bad eating. And so their body is always in a state of stress because you are overtrained and over-exercising, especially if you have other kind of hormone problems like thyroid and adrenal fatigue. That would make it even worse. There's so many people walking around with adrenal fatigue and doing all kinds of crazy long workouts, and it's actually hurting them. So anyways, I know that sleep is something that's really hard to change, but this is something that when I worked with my clients one-on-one, I helped them with this so much, and it's just about being aware about it and then committing to making a change, right? So if you sleep 4 hours or 5 hours a night, it's saying, okay, for the next month, I'm gonna commit to sleeping 7, no matter what. Those are the 3 keywords, no matter what. So you've gotta give yourself a schedule, just like a baby, just like you would your kids or your grandkids. So you would say, okay, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. I am going to sleep by 10 o'clock, okay? If you want to make sure that you get 7 hours of sleep, because right now you're only sleeping 5, then that's what you have to do. And it has to be no matter what. You have to plan your day around going to bed at 10 p.m., okay? Controlling sleep, sleeping more is gonna help you so much to reduce your cortisol levels, and that in turn is gonna help you not gain belly fat, okay? And make your body more effective at burning fat. Another thing you can do to reduce stress is meditation, yoga, praying. So whichever one you can see yourself doing, waking up and maybe first thing in the morning or maybe at the end of the day after a long day, you can commit, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes, to just doing some breathing exercises and some meditations. I mean, you can go on YouTube and just in the search bar put 5-minute meditation and get a really nice 5-minute meditation first thing in the morning or late at night instead of scrolling through social media, and get yourself into a new routine, a new habit, and that will help reduce stress in your body and will help you burn belly fat. And the last thing that you can do to reduce stress is take a really good, not reduce stress, but kind of balance your cortisol levels, is a really good quality liquid vitamin B complex. Now, when we are in a state of stress, we use up our B vitamins so much faster and so much more. And that makes us lack energy, and it also screws our cortisol levels, which makes us gain belly fat. So replenishing those B vitamins is gonna help so much to balance those hormones, and also is gonna give you a good energy boost. I always recommend liquid B vitamins to my pregnant clients, all the ladies that are on my pregnant programs, because it's also really good for nausea and for the lack of energy and fatigue that pregnant women have. But it's also so good postpartum when you're not sleeping well and not sleeping enough. And then also as a busy mom, we don't sleep enough, we don't sleep long enough. And so most moms of any age have issues with their cortisol levels and with stress. So it's always something that's good. A lot of nurses and doctors who have crazy schedules, first responders who like work for 12 hours and sleep crazy hours, a good liquid B vitamin is so good. I've had clients that have only changed that one thing, started taking a good quality liquid B vitamin, and saw a huge change. So there you got it. You don't even have to exercise, and you're gonna see a change in your belly if you do those 3 things. Reduce stress. I told you all the ways that you can reduce stress. Speed metabolism by eating every 3 hours all the foods that are fat-burning foods that expend a lot of calories, burn calories while digesting. And then cutting out inflammatory foods. Now add exercise on top of that, and now you can really see the results from the exercise. So many people exercise like 5-6 times a week, even 4 times a week, which is still a lot, but don't change these things, and that's why they don't get results. So change these things first, and then you're really gonna see the fruit of your workouts. All right, guys? Now, it's things like this, like little things like this, that make such a huge difference into how efficient and effective you can be at burning fat and seeing results in all the exercise in the dieting that you do, which is why I added so many lessons and modules and strategies and hacks and all kinds of things inside of Fit Mom for Life that are really going to make a difference. I always say that the really, and so many of the ladies that are in Fit Mom for Life say that this is like no other program they've ever done. And the reason is because I don't just throw a workout and a diet at you, because you can get, yes, my workouts are tried and tested for over 20 years with hundreds of thousands of women. So I'm confident in those, but the reality is if you follow a workout and follow a diet plan, but don't make real life changes and have somebody to help you incorporate them and live them out in your crazy busy life, it's never gonna happen. So many people blame the workout and the diet that didn't work, right? I've tried all these diets, I've tried all these workout programs, and nothing works. I always gain the weight back, or I never lose it. And the reason is because you are not doing things that are really changing your lifestyle, and you don't know all the things in between the workout and the diet part, right? There's so many things that are missing, and once you get those, is when you start really seeing results. And a big part of Fit Mom for Life is the variety method. And it's something that no other program does, and it's the reason why most programs fail. I really truly believe that variety in a diet is the key to results that last, to weight loss that lasts. But that will be a whole conversation for another day. So maybe I'll hop on tomorrow and talk about the variety method a little bit. And I think it'll be a huge eye-opener for you, and you will be like, now I know why none of those other workouts and diets worked. But anyways, have a great night. I am about to get my workout in. My kids just left with my parents to visit my sister. It's her birthday today, but I have so much work because I haven't worked in the last 5 days. We went away. So I'm gonna take advantage, get my workout in, get some work done, and that's it. I'll see you guys later.